Hey there, family. Today we are jumping on an exciting train of knowledge to explore Larissa's incredible history and background together. Buckle up, everyone. We're about to dive deep into her amazing journey, checking out her ups and downs along the way. Can you believe she went from being a captive to becoming an absolute powerhouse? It's wild. Not only did she break those chains and find her own freedom, but she also became a beacon of hope for so many others. She helped them escape their struggles and discover their own paths to freedom. How inspiring is that? Can you believe the incredible impact she made? It's truly amazing, right? In the shadowy realm of Caribbean folklore, a sinister figure lurks in the night, striking fear into the hearts of those who dare to venture out after dark. This creature, known as the Sukuyon, is a blood-sucking entity that takes the form of a reclusive old woman by day, only to shed her skin and transform into a fiery ball of light when darkness falls. The Sukuyon, also called the Sukriant or Olehigu in some regions, is a terrifying manifestation of evil that has haunted the imaginations of Caribbean people for generations. The origins of the Sukuyon can be traced back to the rich tapestry of West African beliefs that were brought to the Caribbean through the transatlantic slave trade. In 18th century Jamaica, tales of the Sasabonsam, a similar vampiric creature, were already circulating among the enslaved population. These stories served as a means of cultural preservation, keeping alive the traditions and cautionary tales of their ancestral homeland. As night descends, the Sukuyon undergoes a chilling transformation. She carefully removes her wrinkled skin, storing it in a mortar, and emerges as a ball of blue fire. In this form, she can slip through the tiniest cracks and keyholes, entering homes to feed on the blood of unsuspecting victims. Those who fall prey to the Sukuyon often awake with mysterious bruises, unaware of the nocturnal visitation that has left them weakened and drained. The Sukuyon's ability to shapeshift is central to her power and mystique. This metamorphosis allows her to move undetected through the community, appearing as nothing more than a harmless old woman during daylight hours. It is only under the cover of darkness that her true, terrifying nature is revealed. This duality speaks to the complex fears and superstitions that permeate Caribbean culture, where appearances can be deceiving and danger often lurks beneath the surface. However, like many supernatural beings, the Sukuyon has vulnerabilities that can be exploited by those who know her weaknesses. The creature's compulsive nature can be her undoing, as she is unable to resist counting small objects scattered in her path. Villagers often protect their homes by spreading rice or salt around the perimeter, forcing the Sukuyon to stop and count each grain. This delay can prove fatal, as the creature must return to her human skin before the sun rises, or risk being destroyed by the light of day. Another method of protection against the Sukuyon involves her discarded skin. If one can locate the hidden mortar where she stores her human form, sprinkling salt or pepper on the skin will prevent her from re-entering it. Without her human disguise, the Sukuyon is left vulnerable to the sun's rays, which will ultimately consume her fiery essence. The figure of the Sukuyon is deeply embedded in Caribbean oral traditions, representing a persistent threat that can infiltrate even the most secure homes. Her ability to enter through the smallest openings serves as a metaphor for the insidious nature of evil and the importance of constant vigilance against unseen dangers. Parents often use tales of the Sukuyon to instill caution in their children, warning them of the perils that await those who stray from the safety of home and community. In the context of 18th century Jamaica, the presence of Sasabonsam folklore highlights the enduring power of African cultural traditions in the face of slavery and oppression. These stories not only preserved ancestral beliefs, but also served as a form of resistance, maintaining a connection to a heritage that slaveholders sought to erase. The Sasabonsam, like the Sukuyon, embodied the dangers of the unknown, particularly the forbidden forests that lay beyond the boundaries of plantations. These tales functioned as more than mere entertainment. They were cautionary narratives that helped to keep people safe in a hostile environment. By instilling a fear of supernatural creatures that dwelled in the dense forests, these stories discouraged slaves from venturing into areas where they might encounter real dangers, such as wild animals or the threat of capture by slave catchers. The blending of natural and supernatural terrors created a powerful deterrent that served both practical and cultural purposes. The symbolism of the Sukuyon extends beyond its role in folklore, representing broader societal anxieties about female power and sexuality. As a black female vampire, the Sukuyon embodies fears of the unknown and the other, often serving as a potent symbol in feminist and critical race studies. Her ability to transform and move freely through society challenges traditional power structures and notions of female submissiveness. In modern interpretations, the figure of Larissa S., a black female vampire, draws upon this rich folkloric tradition while exploring contemporary themes of identity, empowerment, and the subversion of societal norms. Larissa S. represents a complex character who navigates the boundaries between human and supernatural worlds, much like her folkloric predecessors. Her existence as a vampire challenges preconceptions about race, gender, and power, forcing audiences to confront their own biases and fears. The enduring fascination with creatures like the Sukuyon and characters like Larissa S. speaks to the power of folklore to adapt and evolve across generations. These stories continue to resonate because they tap into universal human fears and desires, while also reflecting the specific cultural contexts in which they arise. The black female vampire, whether in traditional or modern incarnations, remains a compelling figure that challenges us to examine our deepest fears and hidden prejudices. As we delve into the world of Caribbean folklore and its modern interpretations, we are reminded of the rich tapestry of human imagination and the enduring power of storytelling. The Sukuyon, with her fiery transformation and blood-sucking ways, serves as a bridge between the past and present, connecting us to ancient fears while speaking to contemporary concerns. In the figure of Larissa S., we see the evolution of these mythic elements, reimagined for a new era, but still rooted in the timeless themes of power, identity, and the struggle between good and evil. In the end, whether we encounter the Sukuyon in the whispered tales of Caribbean elders or in the pages of a modern novel featuring Larissa S., we are confronted with the same fundamental questions about the nature of evil, the power of transformation, and the complex interplay between fear and fascination that has always defined our relationship with the supernatural. These stories, in all their forms, continue to captivate and unsettle us, reminding us of the enduring power of myth to shape our understanding of the world and ourselves. Samhain is such a fascinating celebration. It all started with the ancient Celts, marking the end of summer and the harvest season, and kicking off the dark winter months. Picture this. On the night of October 31st, they believed the veil between the living and the dead got super thin, allowing ghosts to roam freely. To protect themselves, the Celts would don costumes and light bonfires, creating a warm glow to ward off any unwanted spirits. How cool is that? All Hallows Eve has such a fascinating history. Back in the 8th century, Pope Gregory III decided to dedicate November 1st to all the saints, which is super cool, right? But that meant the night before, October 31st, turned into All Hallows Eve. It's wild how this Christian observance blended in some of the old pagan traditions from Samhain, which was all about honoring the harvest and remembering those who've passed. Isn't it interesting how these traditions evolve? Today, Halloween is all about costumes, candy, and spooky fun. So if you're loving this little history lesson, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Wishing you all a super fun and safe Halloween.